Hi everyone, and welcome to part three. So we left off going over Facebook. Now we're going to continue with Twitter. My Twitter handle was at CT Elephant Notes. So as you can see, Twitter drops off a little bit from Facebook. 25 followers. Again, this was all organic, and I'm actually surprised with the just the vast amount of different people that are my followers. They're not so much local, it's more statewide on there, and I think because of the handle CT Elephant Notes, many of my followers, and just to name a few, James McGovern, who ran for local council, and I believe West Hartford. Then we have Ariel Levin Baker. We have who's a reporter for the Connecticut Mirror. We have a couple of Capitol reporters on there following me. Um, so really, it's just kind of a vast amount of different people on there. So as you can see, Twitter growth has been pretty consistent. A little bit different from Facebook, where Facebook has been kind of spotty. So that's the good thing about it. And the keyword that I used basically all throughout my campaign with Twitter was hashtag CTPolitics. I signed off every tweet with that. So as you can see, the hot spots for this keyword were, again, we're talking right here, which is, priming up for the election. People are announcing their running campaigns. They're, going at other candidates. And then here we have election day. Again, peaked with that hashtag there. And then it's kind of dwindled down ever since. You know, Interesting thing about politics is that after the election cycle, you have a lull until things start back up until January. So those drop-offs, again, they do not concern me. And then my most popular links here, what I really did with Twitter was I found articles that were, what I felt relevant to the cause, of CTGOP around the state, and really just, again, with leading kind of terms and posted the links. The most popular one that got a lot of click-throughs was something that Chris Healy wrote, who's on Face the State with Dennis House on WFSB on Sunday mornings, former state representative, and so he wrote this blog about the Yukon rape cases and the women coming forward, um, and obviously the whole thing with Gloria Allred, and now there's a Title IX lawsuit against Yukon, and those got the most click-throughs, 7. Um, then, interestingly enough, there was a shooting at the New Haven nightclub right when I first started this the Twitter account and the blog, and I linked that article. That got 2 clicks, and then another one that got 1 click was there was an article posted about Latinos now becoming conservatives, and I linked that, and that got some clicks. So very interesting to see kind of some of my the most clicks came right in the beginning of the Twitter profile being created. And this is kind of shown with the Owly click summary here. Um, Again, it shows with this interesting read on Latinos on the right, so it shows those clicks. And then again, we had a couple of clicks for Yale as well. And as you can see, all came from the United States. And essentially, really, the clicks again came during the election and then most recently. So just very interesting how the election really played a key role in garnering clicks, page views, commenting, likes on all my different platforms. Now, lastly, with the results of analytics here, I initially started out with Google Plus and found that it was too similar to Facebook, and I myself, not having a network on Google Plus, I didn't feel like I was well equipped to stick with it. So I switched to Tumblr, and although there were some interesting posts on there, I didn't really feel like it had any sort of positive effect, and um, that it was just kind of me posting into this, into blogs that get lost. Tumblr is effective if you're posting pictures, memes, things of that nature. Um, But with politics and posting links and stuff like that, it just, I didn't gain any visitors from it. And I mean, this was all done with Google Analytics, and it just shows, flat activity. So Tumblr was not successful for what I was using. I'm sure it would be successful for maybe celebrities or things like that, but it wasn't successful for Branford Elephant Notes. So let's go over what worked, what I felt was beneficial to the campaign. Facebook was by far, as I noted before, the most successful in terms of likes and interaction. I mean, this is shown by people liking my posts, many of the posts being successful, getting a lot of interaction with asking questions and getting answers, things of that nature. And, again, just to reiterate, I mean, the local issues really made all the difference here. Posting about things like Costco, posting about the election, those all gave my Facebook and my blog a lot of traffic. Um, Twitter was also beneficial, kind of as like a secondary mechanism. Many reporters and influencers followed me on Twitter, and I did the same to them. And interestingly enough, James McGovern, one of my Twitter followers, actually used the articles I was posting to create his weekly newsletter, CT Conservative. So it's kind of cool that I contributed to that in a secondary way. Then I also had many others reaching out to me via messages, just saying, hey, love what you're posting, great job. So, very interesting the way that Facebook and Twitter balanced each other. So, what didn't work? As I said before, posting, and the numbers clearly show that posting national and state news on Facebook was completely ineffective. And we can see from those posts about Jamie Cosgrove and Costco and issues in Brantford that those were the really successful posts on Facebook. Um, so I think that the national and state news was just too far of a stretch uh, for people. Just didn't resonate. Uh, but posting national and state news worked better on Twitter. You could see from my click-throughs that some of the news that they were clicking for, such as the rape cases at UConn, that wasn't a local issue, that was a state issue. So I think that Facebook really was driving my local Brantford Elephant Notes community, and Twitter was kind of connecting the dots in terms of everything. What didn't work, obviously, Tumblr, Google Plus. Uh, I kind of knew that the third network was going to be a bit of a stretch for me because we've discussed at the office trying to get a third network going, and you know the audience just isn't there on Google Plus for us. And Tumblr is a bit, I don't want to say trendy because I don't think that's the word for it, but it definitely has a younger audience than the people who I'm trying to reach out to, who I want to be concerned with what's going on. Um, and I feel like political campaigns in the past have been successful on it because they're engaging a young base. Um, but whereas with people engaging in local and state issues, they're most likely not going to be my age. They're most likely going to be a little bit older. So that's where I think the disconnect came in. Then also, not too many comments on my blogs, but they commented on Facebook, so I think that was the trade-off. I just don't think that, I mean, people were commenting on my blog post what I was saying, but they were doing it on Facebook. So I think that's really the trade-off now. Maybe many people don't want to register for sites, so they're commenting on Facebook. Frankly, I'd rather have the traffic all in one spot, and I think that's what worked in this case. So, some surprises for me. Uh, I thought that Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act would definitely hit home with people, but it just didn't. It was definitely just a flop. So I'm glad that we um, went back and restructured the goal moving forward these last 3 weeks. Again, state issues didn't resonate with people as much as I thought that they would. Um, I kind of feel that people have this attitude about Hartford that it's so far away, especially people who live on my end of things here on the shoreline, Brantford, New Haven, because there's just so much going on here that Hartford just kind of seems like a distant thought. So, I'm up there every day and I'm enthralled in the culture, but other people who are down here aren't. So it didn't resonate with people, and I'm glad that I found out this so that, we focus more on local issues. And obviously, it's because people have more of a passion for local than they do for state. I'm not saying that with all cases because obviously the gun issue was very heated. It was a heavy topic, highly sensitive on both sides of, from whichever perspective you're looking at it from. Um, but I mean, local, it's happening right here, it's happening in front of you, it has a direct impact on your daily life, and people are just more passionate about it. Um, and so I used that to my advantage the past 3 weeks, and we're able to elicit some responses from people. So, that was kind of a pleasant surprise for me. And lastly, one weird thing that I wanted to mention that happened was I didn't do this on purpose, but I started my Facebook page, right kind of in the heat of the election, dwindling down in the final weeks. And Ray Ingraham, the Brantford RTC, thought that it was possible that I was a spy for the Brantford Democrats. So they thought that it was someone from the other side of the aisle trying to play tricks. Now, I'm not involved in the Brantford RTC. I'm involved on the state level. So they didn't even know who I was. And what happened was they saw that one of my followers were, and they contacted him and said, "Who is this Brantford Elephant Notes? And are they on our side or are they on their side? What is going on?" And so he explained to them, "No, it's my friend, and I work up at the Capitol with her, and she's fine." So I just thought that that was pretty interesting, and I actually found out from Steve Mezikane from Brantford 7. So I think that that probably might have affected some of my initial likes in the beginning because people didn't know who I was and they thought that I was a rat for the other side. So again, just some, surprises with doing this project that I didn't expect. Uh, so conclusions. Um, Again, I'm going to say it again. People relate better to local issues, and proven with my numbers and my analytics. Um, and they engage more when you ask them to discuss these local issues. I said, "What do you guys think about Costco moving in?" And it seemed to elicit some responses who were not in favor and who were in favor. So, asking them questions about the issues and, directing them to uh, nonpartisan news sources really seemed to work. Um, Tumblr was not beneficial to the campaign. Um, and as I said before, I just don't think our audience is on that particular venue. Facebook proved to be the most successful of all the social media platforms, and again, that's proven with the amount of likes, the amount of activity on my page, etc. And Twitter was proved to be excellent for posting articles and keeping up with the trending topic and hashtag CT politics. So I would definitely, use that as a secondary platform. And next steps. I mean, this has absolutely been a learning process. Uh, it's hard to find your audience when you think that they're one thing, but really they're passionate about this. So moving forward, the next step would be narrowing all social media venues to Brantford News only and basically syncing it up completely to Brantford Elephant Notes and posting about things that are going on in Brantford, whether it is, disputes about the seating arrangement in the RTM, uh, Costco, because that's going to be a long time heated issue. We have Public Works still on the back burner from years and years ago. A new intermediate school, new elementary school, senior center, the like. And so there's going to be a lot going on. And I feel like if we narrow it to Brantford News only and kind of still post with that partisan slant that will gain much more traffic and will be able to engage our users in a much more productive way. And again, we're going to do this by, asking them what are their concerns in Brantford government. Do you think that we need a new middle school, or is that a waste of money? What should be our priority moving forward? Should it be the middle school? Should it be the senior center? We've needed both for a long time. So moving forward, I think that this will definitely have more people fired up about it. Because I mean, people in Brantford, they're passionate about their town. We all think it's a great place to live. So, moving forward, that's the best bet. I mean, it's proven by my analytics that these posts gain the most traffic. Um, and again, we're going to do this with Twitter, posting relevant articles onto Twitter about Brantford, because we're just going to sync this all up. Um, and I think moving forward, this will give us a great audience to reach out to, and just getting them passionate about local Brantford politics. And again, continue to post on blog about Brantford issues, Brantford politics. That seemed to be effective with my blog posts this time, and I feel that it will absolutely continue to be moving forward. And we can even vary it by having other people from Brantford come in and do guest posts, um, because this is a very passionate town. I can't reiterate that enough. We love being here, and there's just something really special about living in Brantford, and everyone kind of feels it. So the more people we can get involved in the movement, the better. Um, and lastly, I think it's beneficial to abandon Tumblr, because it has just seemed like wasted energy in this campaign. I think focusing on Brantford news and syncing up the blog, Twitter, and Facebook into Brantford government issues will be extremely beneficial. The analytics has proven that it will be beneficial, and that's what I hope to do if I'm allowed to continue this campaign. Um, and I think that the community wants this, and they've proven it with their analytics. So, with the proper funding, I hope to move forward with Brantford Elephant Notes. And I thank you for your time and listening to me. It's been a great presentation and a wonderful semester. So, thank you.